Good morning, everyone, from the east coast of Central Florida, where today Molly and I were at somewhere we've never been before, the Brevard Zoo. I don't know a lot about it. Their website is not the best, but it looks like they have some animals, and you get to kayak around giraffes. And we're going to go into this video. We're going to show you everything there is to do at the zoo, all the animals, all the exhibits. And let's go check things out. Let's kick off the tour of the zoo by checking out the Expedition Africa section. The entrance to the African section of the zoo is very pleasant.
It is.
Going over a boardwalk and then in a baobab tree. But look at the size of the Burmese python.
He's giant.
Yeah, holy cow. Pretty good size enclosure here for a couple animals. The most interesting of which is the clip springers. You can see all the way there.
All the way in the back.
Yep. Kind of a small antelope type animal with neat little horns. Hanging out right below us is a small radiated tortoise. They do have a couple of them here at the zoo. This is the only one we found, though.
I always tease the kids.
Always good to see a zoo expanding and bettering themselves. And here that includes a new habitat for the lions in the African section, which makes much more sense than in the wild Florida section. It's a very cool enclosure over here. So you see the big white rhinoceros just got up, and he is wandering around. And then there are a couple of zebra in the back, including a small one. Easiest thing to see with the great right here, but the red-ruffed lemur is right next to the people. Here's the zoo's big African savanna enclosure. Very, very big. They have a lot of giraffes.
They do.
You'd also see a big ostrich and a whole bunch of, I believe those are impala, including a little one. They have a lot of impala. Up as
the giraffe blocks of
the giraffe walks right into the view. Me,
like,
get a shot of me.
With the ostrich.
What's the ostrich doing down there?
I don't know. He's mad that the giraffe's down.
But a very cool enclosure. A lot of rooms for their giraffes to roam around in. Able to find a better view of the clip springer. You can see two of them. Very cool looking little animal. And for $2, which is actually really, really inexpensive, you could feed the giraffes if you want to. Oh, look how friendly they look. Definitely check out some of the larger enclosures from different vantage points. I had no idea there were at least 5 zebra in here. And when I wandered in farther, you could see a lot more zebra. This island here is home to the lemurs. They're ring-tailed lemurs on this island. Really can't see them from here. But we did get a really good view. We did a $10 upcharge experience of going in a kayak tour around the African area. And it was about a half-an-hour ride. Also, it was today we learned we're not very good at kayaking, especially kayaking together.
Yeah, we didn't have coordination.
No, and
he would be looking at the animals and not paying attention, and the guide was like, keep up with me. And so I would start paddling, but I would panic, so I forgot the other way. Yeah, but definitely something I recommend you do if you come to the zoo. I think $10 for a half an hour and a very, very neat experience. Some of the views you get, and you get a better vantage point of a lot of the animals. Yeah, we saw really good lemurs and
giraffes.
Giraffes were amazing.
Sitting peacefully over there in the distance, you can see a meerkat. The meerkat enclosure at the zoo is very, very nice. One of the larger meerkats enclosures I've seen at a zoo. And I think we got one, yep, there is one.
Coming over, kind of. They're so adorable.
Yeah, and lots of dirt for them to dig their tunnels in as well. But yeah, it's a very impressive meerkat exhibit. Next section of the zoo is Lands of Change, Australia and beyond. There you can see a couple of macaws that welcome you here to the Lands of Change. We were talking to one of the keepers. A lot of the parrots and macaws end up at the zoo because their owners can no longer care for them. I don't know what they're doing. That's weird. There's a bridge you cross over with a whole bunch of fish you could feed and a bunch of very aggressive birds. Very aggressive birds. There we go. That's a beautiful shot of the hornbill. A very, very pretty bird. Surprisingly close to some emu.
Very close.
Looks like this one's trying to take a nap.
Good.
This one is not taking a nap.
No. He wants to eat something.
Not too surprising, sharing an enclosure with the emus is the kangaroos. And also this little deer type species. Not sure what he is. Hopefully I'll find out in a bit. There you can see the zoo's komodo dragon. And get to see him. Oh, it's a big komodo too. Oh, that's a big, big boy. A very, very interesting enclosure they have for him. Obviously, komodos really can't do cold weather, so there's a big indoor area, as you can see over here, that he just wandered into. That's a big komodo dragon. But something I like too, they have two different outdoor enclosures, and underneath, to get between the two outdoor enclosures, there's a glass floor, so you can see him like from above. Found another animal here in the enclosure with the emus and the kangaroos, a good-sized tortoise. So the kangaroo enclosure did get more interesting, as you can go inside and you just have to stay on the path and you're not supposed to pet anything. They have 17 kangaroos. The small antelope type guy, that was a Reeves muntjac, as I figured.
He was walking the path when we came in.
Yeah. And his name is Kirby, the muntjac. That is a chill looking kangaroo. I do find enclosures like this really cool, as if they wanted to, they could walk right on the pathway. Or this guy's just hanging out right there, right next to me. Here you can see a cockatoo. Of course, I can't think about cockatoos without thinking of Muffin.
Muffin!
Who's at Gator Spot at Fun Spot Orlando.
Where's the remote? Where's the remote?
So there's a couple of interactive bird aviaries. We're here at the cockatiels. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of birds on Molly.
They're not eating the...
They're just enjoying your nice... They're really cute birds. Man, that happened right away as soon as we came in. I can even line up the shot. Molly, how you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, that's good.
You're not. That one's
I find this fascinating. The feed sticks down here. Molly's got 2 shoulder birds, now 1 shoulder bird. They're really, really cool. It was $2 to feed the animals. There are more than just the cockatiels in here. So you can see a beautiful laughing kookaburra.
There's a tawny frog pump in here too somewhere.
Yeah, and masked lapwings. And there you can see the masked lapwing.
With a full one, so they abandoned.
And we've also found the tawny frogmounts, who are resting.
There they are.
There's also a lorikeet feeding for $2. They are very, very neat, colorful birds. I don't have any bird. I'm sorry. I don't have any feed. Molly has the feed. You want to be with her? See? Her. I'll give you... you use my arm as a bridge. Oh, that did not work. Look at him. Look at him eat the nectar. It's so cute. Here, you want to come up? Nope, nope, you bit me. Bird, if you could poop on command, just let it go. The aviary is really, really neat. There's a muntjac in here, Victoria crown pigeons, ducks and geese, and hanging out right here on the path, a couple of turtles. It's pretty fun. You can see the barbarousas over here, including 2 smaller barbarousas. Interesting looking little animals. Hanging out in a hole there, it's a Visayan warty pig.
I love him so much. He's so cute. Can we take him home?
No, we're getting on a cruise ship in like 3 hours.
Can we take him on a cruise ship? We'll bring dirt for him.
Well, probably not. Definitely makes sense that there is a Florida section of the zoo, and that's where we're off to next. It does make sense. The first animal you see are probably the most famous residents of the Sunshine State. Over here on the right, I believe those are American crocodiles. And on the left is the American alligator.
And isn't the Everglades the only place in America that they both are?
I believe it's the only place in the world.
in the world, but they both are.
Now when you see an alligator hanging out like that, his mouth is open to cool him down. There you can see an alligator snapping turtle.
Daddy! You got me!
We're recording this in the first week of December, which means all these turkeys, they're safe. They made it!
They did!
Wild turkeys are a native animal here in Florida. Actually one you'll find if you go on some of the more rural roads of the Walt Disney World Resort. Sometimes you do see wild turkeys right over there.
Sometimes in the parking lot.
Yep. Look at the bears. There's a little baby bear who's standing up. Oh,
He's
my
so
goodness.
Cute.
Oh. Molly, I am excited that we get to see black bears behind glass. Last time we saw a black bear, we were in Gatlinburg, and they were right on the other side of the road. It was kind of terrifying. He was a big one too.
But this one's a
These are just adorable. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Yeah, they play together really well.
Oh my goodness.
So he's about 300.
Next, for some reason in the Florida section of the zoo, is the king of the jungle, the African lion. Very pretty. They're actually building a new enclosure for them over in the African section. There you can see a red fox.
We did learn from a volunteer that most of the animals in this section are non-releasable.
Yeah, the foxes were raised as pets, which is, you know, you can raise a dog as a pet, you can raise a cat as a pet. Do not raise a fox as a pet. As cute as they are.
And then the bear had a hip problem, one of them.
The bears were non-releasable rescues.
Yeah, the baby bear was abandoned by the mother and did not want to go back into the wild.
Right on the edge of the enclosure, right next to the people, is a bobcat. Fun enclosure for the bobcat. There's like 2 different big cage type areas and lots of steps for climbing. There is a second area you could kayak. This one is only $5, but this is not going to be past the animal enclosures. This is just kind of in the swamps of Florida. So I mean, you could see some animals, but they could just come right up to you. In this enclosure is a Baird's tapir, which I'm pretty sure is not a Florida animal. I love the one that's on the other side of the enclosure that's just running back and forth. I believe these guys are South American creatures. I wish they were Florida animals. Like, oh, it'd be cool having that just wander by. They look pretty friendly.
He was playing with a Richmond ball toy earlier, and now he's eating a branch. Look at him.
If you get the chance, Google what a Baird tapir looks like as a baby. They have like little spots and lines in them. They are so adorable. The next section is Rainforest Revealed. Not the easiest thing to see with the, and he's moving quite quickly. That's Cody.
They're always very active.
Yeah, oh, I love these animals. They're so adorable. I didn't get a good view, but this enclosure is home to white-faced socky monkeys as well as a sloth. Check out the coloring on the king vulture. The best of luck in the rainforest area, but I do like the design. As you can see, the spider monkey there demonstrating that there are a lot of pathways for the animals to walk, like right over the guests and get from one enclosure to the other. These guys are not the easiest to capture on camera, as the contact cameras are very, very quick. And this one's definitely better because of the glare. This fluffy fella here, that's a Bolivian TT monkey.
Look at his hands. They're so cute.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite monkey species because I love how poofy and fluffy they look.
Their little face.
Here's another cool species of animal. These guys are otters, and not only any species of otter, these are the giant otters. So not ones that are super common in zoos and aquariums.
But they're still playful.
Yeah, they're big. They're fast too.
He looks like a seal when he does that.
Yeah. Wonder what animal lives on the other side of the enclosure there.
I don't know. He's intrigued.
Oh, look at him go.
I also like how he has deep water and then they have a little river.
Yep.
Swim in.
So this makes a lot more sense why we can see the tapirs from the Wild Florida section. They also in the rainforest area. So you get just 2 different viewing areas. Right, there's an animal I really enjoyed. That is a capybara currently eating a stick. They're very cool. They're the largest species of rodent.
We have 2.
Yeah, there's 2 different ones in here. The enclosure's really neat. You've got macaws, you've got monkeys, you've got other large species of birds, but I believe the star of the show is the capybaras. This family of monkeys, including the little baby there, well, they are in the enclosure with the capybara. Paws on is the kind of the children's zoo. Now, we are visiting the zoo in December, so they've got a Christmas llama out. There's a giant turtle here in the kids' zoo area. There's a big kind of like pool area for the kids.
Yeah, like a small little splash pool.
Something I was probably not expecting to find in the kids' zoo area. There's a pretty good size aquarium.
There's like stingray in here.
Oh, I don't see any of those guys.
I don't.
Surprised there is a petting zoo area, home to chickens. I think my favorite is this goat who's living in the feed dish.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's a bed and it's food.
And look at the alpaca as well. Here's a map of the Brevard Zoo, and you can see it's really kind of 4 major areas, maybe 5 if you count the kids area. The rainforest, wild Florida, lands of change, and expedition Africa. Here you can see a random dinosaur photo up.
Yeah.
It's a beautifully colored Ryan synth macaw.
Hello.
This area of the zoo is normally home to flamingos, but they're all over there as the exhibit's going to get some upgrades. But that's okay, because Molly, what time is it?
Beer 30.
Beer 30 indeed. We're drinking a Dragon Point IPA from Intracoastal Brewing Company, which is a craft brewery not too far away from the zoo.
It's a really good beer.
Yeah, it's really tasty. Located behind the snack bar in the dead center in the back of the zoo is the Cape to Cairo Express, which is the zoo's train. You go on it for $4. There is a schedule and only runs certain times a day. And you can see animals from the train that you wouldn't be able to see elsewhere, like the bongo, the Watusi cattle, and the camels. That'll do it for our time here at the Brevard Zoo. Some information about the zoo: it is a little on the expensive side. It's about $30 to come in. If you do have a membership to a different zoo, then you do get your reciprocal discount. So Molly and I paid $15 to get in. I really enjoyed it. I think the highlight for me, one, the volunteers, there were a lot of them. They were everywhere, and they were very, very friendly.
Very knowledgeable, like so many of them.
Yeah, the zoo was nicer than I thought it would be. Everything was pretty modern, pretty well kept. I would say my favorite animal was definitely seeing the bears playing together.
Oh yeah, you can't beat that.
But I also loved going on the kayaking experience. It was very different. Something that I would definitely recommend you do if you're visiting the zoo. And that'll do it.
Even though we're not good at it.
No, we are definitely not, yes. All right, that'll do it for our time here at the Brevard Zoo. If you got any questions, let me know in the comment section below. And thank you for watching.